Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zheng here, and today I'm back with another video for you guys. Sorry I haven't been able to upload in the past couple of days. I had to take the SAT on Saturday, and now that I'm finally done with that, I can upload more commonly for you guys. So you can expect a lot more content from me now that I've finally gotten that out the way. So today here's another battle on the rated battle special VGC 14 ladder series where I climb the online ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today you can see that my team is Mawile, Mega Mawile, Gardevoir, Ferrothorn, Scrafty, Talonflame, and Garchomp. The main reason why I wanted to bring this team is I wanted to try out the Gardevoir and Mawile duo. Gardevoir is carrying Trick Room, and Mawile, of course, is very slow. So Mega Mawile is a Pokemon that I have not used very often, and I want to try him out. So let's see how this goes. Scrafty is there, of course, for Fake Out support, and Ferrothorn is just a great Pokemon under Trick Room. My opponent is going to be a 1545 player from Switzerland. Oh, really cool. And his team is going to be, wow, Carabink, Greninja, Aegislash, Venusaur, Talonflame, and Conkeldurr. Okay, a lot of unusual Pokemon there. I think Gardevoir is going to be really nice in this matchup. Trick Room is going to be pretty good too. Mawile and Gardevoir are definitely going to be able to do what I wanted to do, so I'm happy for that. Talonflame looks like it's going to be really good in this matchup too. And Carabink, I believe, is Rock and Fairy, although I'm not entirely sure. So I kind of want Ferrothorn for this. I think I'm leaning towards Gardevoir, Mawile with Talonflame and Fire on the back. Actually, no, Gardevoir, Talonflame with Mawile and Ferrothorn. That makes the most sense, because Talonflame threatens everything immediately, and two slow Pokemon for Trick Room. Scrafty, not really going to be very helpful in this matchup, nor Garchomp, I think. Mainly because they just can't hit most of the team for very hard, whereas Talonflame has a very good matchup against all of the Pokemon. I'm going to have to be careful of the Aegislash, though. But my Steel types in Ferrothorn and Mawile have a pretty good matchup against that, so I'm not really that worried if it really comes down to that. My Gardevoir is running a Protect, Trick Room, Psychic, and Dazzling Gleam set. So my opponent's going to lead with his Talonflame and Greninja against my Gardevoir and Talonflame. I'm going to trace Protean, which is actually a pretty cool ability to trace. Definitely, obviously, more useful than copying Talonflame's ability, Gale Wings. Here, I think I'm going to go for a Trick Room, and actually thinking about that, it wouldn't have mattered because Gardevoir gets stabbed on both of its attacks anyway. I'm going to go for a Trick Room. I am a Choice Band Talonflame, so I'm going to Brave Bird my opponent's Talonflame because that's the bigger threat right now. And it looks like neither of my opponent's Pokemon are going to protect, and my Talonflame is going to go first. Of course, I am running, am I running Jolly or Adamant? I'm actually not sure. But I'm going to pick up the KO here right away. That's huge. I think I am running Jolly Nature on this one. Jolly Choice Band. You see there, the Greninja going to go for a Map Block, but Map Block does not have, Map Block does, Map Block is based off speed, right? So since Talonflame is actually faster than Greninja, I'm going to get the attack off before the Map Block even activates. One reason why I don't like Map Block, especially, is because you can play around it, and the whole point of Map Block is to block an attack, obviously, as the name states, but in this case, it's not going to block my attack, and I'm going to be able to set up Trick Room here. Trick Room, maybe not the best decision right now, but I'm actually not perfectly fine seeing as my opponent sends out a Venusaur, so I'm just going to be able to Psychic the Venusaur and Brave Bird this Greninja, and there's nothing my opponent can really do about it. Oh, it looks like it's Mega Venusaur. Very cool. So Mega Venusaur, Mega Pokemon that is not the most common, but I think is actually really, really good, especially with its ability. And Mega Venusaur going for a Protect here, so I'm going to get the Brave Bird off onto the Greninja, which is always great. Greninja most likely carrying a Focus Sash. Let's see if it actually is or not. That's going to bring it down. Yep, and it is carrying the Focus Sash. Greninja, really, I think the only viable item that I see in VGC is that Focus Sash. Gardevoir just going to Psychic into that Protect. Greninja going to go for the Scald here. Protean obviously changing its type back to Water, but not really going to matter. It's going to target Talonflame, obviously, pick up that KO. Talonflame's done its job, though. It's KO'd a whole Pokemon and brought Greninja down to its Focus Sash, so I'm very happy with what it's done. Going to bring out Mawile here, Mega Evolve. Mawile's going to come out. And Intimidate's going to activate, although it doesn't matter on either of a Pokemon. So here I'm just going to Psychic the Mega Venusaur, and actually I'm going to, yeah, I'd rather just KO that Mega Venusaur, so I'm going to Psychic and Iron Head it, Mega Evolving, obviously. Yes, I think that makes sense. It looks like the Greninja is actually going to swap out here. Let's see what's coming in. I have no idea about any of these names. Oh, the Aegislash. Okay. Good choice on my opponent's part. Obviously, Ferrothorn at this point actually is going to help me very much as it gives all three of my opponent's Pokemon trouble. Usually my shiny Mawile Mega Evolving. Going to get its Iron Head off onto this Venusaur. Does over 50%. Venusaur actually moving before the Gardevoir, and when I put this team together, I realized that my Gardevoir is actually not running a minus speed nature, which is kind of an issue. So as you see here, Gardevoir is actually going to fall asleep from the Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder, of course, activating. Here I'm just going to go for... There's that... the Venusaur is definitely protecting here, so I'm just going to Sucker Punch the Aegislash. And as you see, the Venusaur is going to protect. This is pretty... I mean, it would have been a risk to not target it, but it just seemed like a very obvious prediction. It looks like, oh wow, Aegislash going for the Swords Dance. I have not seen that ever. That's the first time I've seen that move on it. So that's really cool to see. Gardevoir going to take another turn of sleep here. Trick Room, of course, still is up though, so I will be able to safely Iron Head the Venusaur, but I kind of just want to Sucker Punch the Aegislash. So the Venusaur might also switch out into the Greninja, so I'm going to Dazzling Gleam here, actually anticipating that, and Sucker Punch the Aegislash. Let's see if I actually called that correctly. Venusaur is going to stay in, though. I am going to get the Sucker Punch off onto Aegislash. Does a nice hefty amount there. Oh my goodness, and it has the weakness policy! What in the world? I am getting wrecked. And it's going to Stance Change here. Oh my god, it's going to let's see who it targets. Going for the Shadow Sneak, most likely onto this Gardevoir. Is that going to be a KO at +4? It is! Wow. Just wow. No words. Mama is going to avoid the Sleep Powder here, and Trick Room is going to return back to normal. This is getting intense. Wow, okay. So I got away with that Sleep Powder miss there, and I probably should have just Iron Headed the Venusaur, but I needed to get as much damage on Aegislash as possible. Now, I anticipate Aegislash is going to King Shield. I'm going to Leech Seed that and protect with my Mawile. There's nothing... oh, okay, Mawile going to go for the protect. I don't think Aegislash went for the King Shield then. Yep, Sleep Powder is going to go into me. Oh, and it went for another Swords Dance. Really brilliant play there. I liked what my opponent did there. Sleep Powder, so if I did Sucker Punch excuse me, the Swords Dance allows me hit so that Sucker Punch won't work, and then the Sleep Powder would put me to sleep. But fortunately, since I got that Leech Seed off, things are going to help out there. But that Aegislash is at +6 now. That's never fun to deal with. Here, I'm going to just Sucker Punch the Aegislash and Gyro Ball the Venusaur. I think at this point I've played it to a position where I can win. But the Shadow Sneak, as you see here, going to go onto the Mawile, I don't think that's a KO. And it's not. But, once again, a mistake there, because Shadow Sneak actually activates before the, Sucker Punch, which is a really good play on my opponent's part. And that's going to actually pick up the KO here. I'm going to go for the Gyro Ball into Mega Venusaur. Let's see how much this does. Does not pick up the KO, unfortunately. And Aegislash is going to hang on with a bit, too. So now it's, my lone Ferrothorn against these three Pokemon. I'm going to go for just the Protect here. You'd have to imagine Aegislash is actually going to switch out, otherwise it's just going to faint, but looks like my opponent's just going to allow it to faint, which is perfectly fine for me. Ferrothorn does go for that Protect, and Shadow Sneak's go in there. Once again, I think this is going to be a case where Ferrothorn's going to clutch a game out because my opponent has no way to deal with that. But wow, what a +6 Aegislash. I have never seen that before. That's really, really, really cool. But I am fortunately going to be able to get rid of that with Leech Seed. The Protect play on Mawile turned out to be a really good one. And Greninja's going to come out here. Because Venusaur can basically do nothing to my Ferrothorn, I am just going to Leech Seed the Greninja in anticipation of a Map Lock coming in. But Greninja's just going to go for a Ice Beam. Of course, with Protean, it's actually going to do a hefty amount. I anticipate around 40-45%. Yep. And Venusaur going to go for Energy Ball. Ferrothorn able to survive, and Ferrothorn is going to hit this Leech Seed. So that was kind of a risky play, I guess. It actually didn't make much sense because even if Greninja had Map Block, Venusaur can't do anything to me, so I should have just went for a Gyro Ball to ensure a KO. But no matter, I am going to pick up this KO on Greninja, and with Mega Venusaur against a Ferrothorn, there's a pretty clear winner against these two. So that was a really, really cool match, and my opponent had a crazy team, but Fortunately, I think missing the Sleep Powder was pretty big, but Sleep Powder is one of the worst accuracy in VGC in terms of moves, so I got away with that. But plus 6 Aegislash, that's insane. That could have done so much, especially with Sword Stance. Really cool. You really often don't see Sword Stance. You know, the typical set is Substitute, King Shield, Shadow Ball, and Flash Cannon. So, you know, the special variant is more common, but here we saw a physical variant with Sword Stance, so really, really neat. And I did get to bring Trick Room and use Mawile and Gardevoir, so I'm pretty excited for that. Anyway, that's it for today's battle, guys. 300 likes, of course, for me to bring you another one the following day. Like, comment, subscribe, of course, if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Peace.